Hi there, this is Sherry Forsyth from Sherry Forsyth Coaching. Sorry, and as you can hear, I'm full of cold, but I'm going to do my best to get through today with the help of a few notes because my brain is a bit foggy today. I'm speaking today about emotional intelligence and the importance of it. There's an amazing book by a chap called Leonard Mlodinow. That's Mlodinow, called Emotional: How Feelings Shape Our Thinking. And he's a scientist, so he's not just a bit of a woohoo person. And in the old days, it was believed that emotions had no place in decision making, certainly no place in business, and they actually were not, they were almost considered irrelevant. So where we once believed that emotions in fact can be detrimental to our thoughts and our rational thinking, it's now been proven that we can't make good decisions, we can't even think properly without in fact being influenced by our decisions. So no matter how rational and objective we think we are being, underlying it all, the emotions actually are calling the tune, almost like a program on our computer that is just running in the background. That's what our emotionals do. They guide us, they help us make decisions. So I'm not going to go into all the myths that Leonard speaks about, but the one thing I do want to mention is that we have been taught that an emotion is finite. In other words, there's like one kind of fear, one kind of disgust, one kind of happiness. But what we need to know is that for one emotion, there can be a lot of different types of emotions. So for example, the fear that I might feel for failure might be very different from the fear that I might feel for conflict. And then it'll be different to the fear I might feel for a bully. Okay, so that's the first thing. One emotion, lots of different ways of feeling it. The second thing I want to speak about is that emotions actually overlap. So it's not that they can be separated, almost like compartmentalized. It's more that emotions are on a spectrum, and they can be anywhere along that spectrum. So that, I think, is really important information. The third thing is that we will make decisions differently according to the emotion that we're in at that time. So if we are in an angry emotional state, the decision we're going to make is going to be very different from the decision that we'll make if we are in a calm state. So I'm going to use an example. It's a known fact that if we go grocery shopping and we are hungry, we will buy much more food than we need. Okay. So we're going to compare that with emotions now. So if we go into the grocery store where we are hungry, but we've got the same goods at our disposal, we've got the same amount of money, if we are hungry, we're going to buy far more than if we are not hungry. Same store, same stuff, different decision. And that's exactly the same with emotions. We can have the same situation. For example, you might be in conflict with someone, but if you go into the conflict in an angry, frustrated and disgruntled mood, the outcome is going to be very different from if you go into that same situation but with a different mindset. And then the last thing I want to mention is that when we make a decision and we have maybe been in a more negative emotional state, there's no harm in going back and revisiting that decision when our emotional state is different, because then we are more likely, in fact, to have a better decision at the end of the day. So what we need to know is that our unconscious mind is dealing with our emotions all the time. And the people who are maybe not so scientific speak about us having intuition and being guided by that intuition. Well, what it actually is, it's our emotions that are being dealt with on a deeply subconscious level that are guiding us and actually are giving us that intuition. So I hope that these few points have helped you in dealing with life in a little bit of a more emotionally intelligent way. I ask you to go back and have a look at my 21-day emotional intelligence challenge. There are lots of things to think about. There's lots of information for you. We are in the final week of the challenge, and I hope that you found it valuable. As always, I thank you so much for your time.